Hey everyone, this is EmeraldAvengerG, and in today's video we are exploring the new role queue and the massive balance patch that just hit the PTR, as well as a little leak to the new character. So, let's get right into the video.
Tell me like a Hellcat.
Before we get started, I have a favor. If you enjoy my content and want to see me continue to improve in both quality and size, please check out my Patreon linked in the description. Any amount helps and it is greatly appreciated. There are so many rewards for each level of donation, so go check it out. Now back to the video. Alright, as you can see here, there's this new thing within, it'll be on the live servers, I believe it was August 13th. It's Role Queue Beta. It's going to be a short 2-week competitive season. Currently it's on the PTR, but it will be on live servers August 13th. That will allow you to try out Role Queue, which was recently done in a developer update. I am an hour and a half late to this because I just got off work. I am also gonna be rushing this video, very little editing, because I am about a week behind because I got food poisoning on my one day off when I was going to be editing everything. So a lot of my videos, my Friday and Saturday video for the next 3 weeks, are a week behind. Also, a bunch of my rework ideas have been ruined or added to. So the video that's going up tomorrow for the tank reworks and then next Friday for the support reworks will most likely be very inaccurate. But before we get into anything, Sigma is Hero 31. Yes, one of their pages once again leaked the new character. This time it's Sigma. I cannot tell by this picture if it's a tank or a support. I doubt it's a DPS. We don't need any more DPSs. If it is, I'm going to be a little upset. But my assumption is it might be, it looks like it could be, it looks like a Greek character. There's the chance that if it is a DPS, it's the Greek flying character named, oh, is it Helio? Is that his name? I have a custom character based off of it named Helio, but he had like a jetpack and everything. So if he's a DPS, that's what he is. But what I'm really hoping, he's most likely not a Talon tank, which is unfortunate. Come on, Blizzard, add Malga. Malga needs to be the next hero after Sigma, if Sigma is actually the next hero, which, if he's not the next hero and Malga actually is the next hero, and then Sigma then can be a support. But right now, what we're assuming is he might be a hard light. Well, what I'm assuming is he might be a hard light using tank. Also in the screenshot it shows like the career profile page for the Role Queue Beta. But so, let us hop into this. We're actually not going to play a match, but as you can see, Role Queue allows you to choose from the 3 main roles. And so how it works is you have a separate SR for each role, and you also get a amount of SR for your placement rank at the end of each season for each of the roles. Of course, with this one, you you can earn loot boxes by playing. It was currency on someone else's, but you can earn loot boxes by playing because there's not a lot of people playing it. See, it's less than 5 minutes, greater than 10, less than 10. So yeah, I'm not going to do one of those right now. I'll do those later since I'm trying to get this video done so I can also finish the videos that are now a week behind. But that's how it's going to work, and this will be going on to live. This will hopefully... Shut up, cat. This will hopefully break goats. I mean, there might be a 2.2.2 version of goats by these patch notes, but we'll get to that in a second. So, yeah, that is what Role Queue is, and I am actually really ready. I'm also might do a Summer Games video. I really don't know. But let's go into the training and test out these new characters, and while it's loading... Role Queue is an update to the Overwatch's matchmaking and queuing system that gives players the power to choose which role they play in their games. I'm hoping the mic's not spiking whenever I'm doing butt sounds. In competitive and quick play, players choose the role before finding a game. The matchmaking system will create a team that comprises of 2 tanks, 2 supports, and 2 damage heroes. Upon entering the match, players select desired heroes to play within their chosen role. At the end of the match, players will return to the main menu and select a role before queuing for the next game. And as well, whenever this does go live, whenever all goes live, there will be a new arcade mode which allows you to just pick whatever whatever characters you want. Like, it's going to be called Quick Play Classic, according to Jeff Kaplan. But before we get into anything, there is the general changes. Global ult cost is increased by 12% because they're too frequent, and that's basically what their developer comment is. Also, slowing effects no longer stack. So say you're playing Reinhardt with a shield up and Mei starts freezing you, you don't start slowing down because it is about the same speed. Basically, they don't stack, they just resort to whichever one makes you slower. That's basically the general idea. If you are using ability that's slowing you, or you're being attacked by someone slowing you, and then you slow yourself, whichever is slower is the one that affects, they do not stack. So, first we are getting to Ashe and her reload time. The only part of it is her reload time is increased, or not increased. It's decreased from 0.3 seconds to 0.25 seconds. So it allows her to refill her entire ammo in a total of 3 seconds instead of the original 3.6 seconds. Not a lot, but it does allow for her to do a whole lot more in the context. Oh man, this is why I play on console, because I don't feel vibrations on my mouse whenever I get shots. But yeah, that's all of hers, and it just makes her more fluid with her gameplay. Next is Brig. Brig literally gets reworked, and this throws a nail into how I reworked her. Because how I reworked her is I moved her into a similar role that Soldier 76 is in. I made her kind of a combat support, DPS hybrid instead of a tank. What they have done here is they've made her a combat utility support instead of a combat DPS support hybrid, which I'll explain my change in the video. But this change, ooh, I love it. I actually don't have a problem with it. So her passive Inspire now has an overall increase across the 6 seconds from 100 to 130. So across the 6 seconds that the Inspire lasts, if you just hit once, will heal a total of 130. But self-heal is reduced by 50%. I'm not sure. Wait. Oh, wait, what? Oh, there he is. But yeah. So it just heals him a lot more. As you saw by the whip shot, it also travels faster and comes back almost instantly. That's ridiculous. I'm going to get shot here for a second so I can show you. Damage me, damage me, damage me, damage me, damage me, damage me. Okay. Yeah. It's decreased by half. Still gets me quite high. Okay, but so now you can also cast out 3. You have charges of 3. And it takes about, oh, what was that? Let me use it again. 2, 3, 4, 5. It's about 5.5 seconds between charges getting done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, about 5-6 seconds. So yeah, I really do like that. It's now 3 charges. The total healing is now down to 120 from 150, and it heals them over 2 seconds instead of instantly, as you can see there. Of course, you can stack the time that they are healed too if you stack multiple on them. So let's say we throw 2 on this guy. He'll be healed up for 4 seconds. And of course, the armor amount stays exactly the same. Of course, you saw whip shot. Next, the barrier shield is now nowhere near where it was. And it's... oh, I'm so happy they did this. I've been asking for this. Brig is too powerful. But yes, her barrier shield is now so low. Like it's only 200. It's less health than she has. I love it. Of course, it heals back up almost instantly, like shields tend to do. But that's aside the fact. But now you are no longer stunned as long. You were stunned for 0.75 seconds instead of 0.9 seconds from Shield Bash, which I'm glad that they are moving her away from the duelist support that I had originally changed her to. I'm glad they have made that change, turning her into truly what I would call a utility support and not so much able to, like, she now is a squishy support like she should be. And the final change is that her rally cost on top of the 12, I'm assuming that's how it is on top of the 12, it's also increased by an additional 10%. So yeah, let's get back. But yeah, that just comes back so quickly. But I will say, I think my change is really good too. Don't mean to toot my own horn, but I think my little adjustment works too. With Doomfist, originally his quick melee would stop his wait, my mind has gone blank. That's not melee. Originally his quick melee would stop him from reloading, or just passively reloading, and it doesn't do that. It just makes him more fluid, and I don't have a problem with this ability. Now, I can't really show this one, but Moira, she can now fade through stuns. Like, if she gets Earth Shattered, she can fade out of the stun. That's about how it works, and I have no problem with this, actually. Now, it will make her a little peskier to deal with, except now I won't be playing tank, so I won't have to deal with her. If I play tank, I'm playing Roadhog and can hook her anyway, but she's probably going to be able to, like, fade at the very end of the hook anyway, so that does change it a little bit. The developer comment is just make it to where she is more versatile and more of a counter to that kind of stuff. Next is Arisa, and it changes her protective barrier cooldown from, that was the wrong button, it changes the protective barrier cooldown from 8 to 9. Basically what they said, oh, Discord, please shut up. The general comment is that it's almost pointless to destroy her barrier since she gets it so fast. So they have just increased the cooldown ever so slightly. Now we're getting to Reinhardt. Reinhardt, his is one of my favorite changes. He now has a passive called Steadfast. He is now 30% resistant to knockback. And guys, in the video that's going up tomorrow, I had an idea like this, but I'm like, I'm not sure. He has that massive shield. He has, like, this doesn't really give him more survivability. It just means he can't be bullied around. I entirely agree with this change. They did it because he's a melee tank. And this honestly, I wish I would have included my version of this. My version of it was, like, Unbreaking, or, not Unbreaking, but, oh, Knight's Honor. I had the idea to put something called Knight's Honor, and I didn't, though. But if you go now retro, respectively, analyze this, I had ideas similar to this, and I'm upset I didn't go with it. But yeah, so Reinhardt now has a passive. I think every character should have a passive. It just makes it easy to balance. Her hack duration is now 5 seconds instead of 6 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's gone. Rather than 6 seconds. I'm gonna try to get my ultimate up quickly. Don't know why I pressed that button. I fat fingered the ability. I wish I could get this up quicker. I do think they should buff her to where whenever she hacks a health pack, she does get ult charge from hacking it. Of course, but not. Okay, but her total cast time on her ultimate is, I don't know how I got shot, is now from 0.5 seconds to point... Ooh. That looks really clunky, if I'm going to be entirely honest. I don't like the animation for that. That looked really weird. But yes, it increases it from 0.5 to 0.65. Not the biggest fan of the change, actually. But up next is Symmetra's Teleporter, which this one is a lot. And that's the only thing about her kit change, but it's that it now lasts forever. It does have a increased range to 30 meters, but if it leaves a 40 meters, like if you put it on a moving thing, my interact key isn't bound. What? But if it's on like a moving platform and it goes past 40 meters, it deletes itself. You know what? I'm not gonna worry about it. I know for a fact I have it. Of course, you can't place the second one while it's up, or you can't stop it because it's constantly in process of being functional. It lasts infinitely until it's destroyed. Players can now destroy it with their second ability input like that. There's no sound effect. That's really weird. There should be a sound effect. And the cooldown activates as soon as it's destroyed. Cooldown is from 12 to 15 seconds, which I agree with that balance. and players now have an increased reuse time from 1 second to what? Oh, I'm an idiot. From 1 second to 1.5 seconds, which I don't have a problem with. I think this is great. I do have an additional change that I'm going to do apply to her whenever I go into the DPS, the first DPS thing, because I'm going to have 2, because there's a lot of DPSs I'm changing. I actually had this idea for the teleporter change anyway. Up next is Tracer. Where is Tracer? There's Tracer. With this, her pulse bomb now has increased damage from 300 to 350. Basically, they still want her to be good against tanks and higher health targets like Bastion, Doomfist, Brig, and Reaper and stuff like that, without her being too incredibly overpowered and too oppressive to tank. So they're increasing it to 350 from 300. That is the only change. But yeah, I am okay with this change. I started playing Tracer a lot more. I am okay with this change. Next, and the last hero change, we get to Hammond. And it's a change to his minefield. The projectile speed is now from 10 to 13, allowing the mines to spread out much further than they were able to before. I knocked it off the map. Much further than it was able to before, which allows him to cover more area. Especially when he's just on the ground activates, allows him to cover more area. Giving it just a little more utility. There was recently a bug fix to it where he can no longer like roll over other Hammond's mines and destroy them without them doing a damage. So yeah, it spreads out a lot further. I like this. I do like this change. But yeah, that's about all the changes that happen. That is all the changes that happen. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more content, and I will see you all in the next one. This is Matt, the Emerald Avenger. Peace out.